are not and cannot be hip-hop in any sense of the word. If you've been oppressed and then you've identified with your oppressor, because that's what our brothers and sisters were doing in the Bronx, the foundation of Black Americans. We were not trying to
what are you talking about, man?
We were doing everything we could to buck the system, to get around them stopping us from what we wanted to do. We wore our blackness with pride. That's why people were dancing to the James Brown records.
We got to count everybody. Nobody has a monopoly on soul. You know, I may be the Godfather of soul, but the Godfather of soul, nobody has a monopoly on soul.
That's why the groups were calling themselves the Black Spades. You understand?
Well, you know, back then, a lot of blacks was attracted to the name Black Spades. It was something that we could identify with. But I want people out there to listen to this. Black Spades were not only blacks, we had Spanish and we had whites. Out of the Mount Haven section where I live, we had the people that lived in Mount Haven were white, black, Spanish. We even had Chinese spades down there. When you heard of gangs that was dominating certain areas. Skulls, Nomads, Reapers, Javelin, Seven Immortals, Bachelors, you understand? And each of these organizations was monopolizing their area for one reason or another. And quiet as is kept, they was protecting the area.
We had Hispanic members in the Black Spades.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're Hispanic members with Black Spades. Tex!
Right, Tex, right.
Is Latino, and there's a few others. My man Wild Child, they were all Puerto Rican. So we've always had that. It's always been a black Hispanic. We had a couple of dudes who were white.
I was the only gang. They had 5%ers. And they didn't like us. You know, they was from old Tremont and 178th Street and all that. Their brother saved me. Because I was the only spade in there. You know.
And where? Where was you at?
Rikers Island. 8 block. And I was the only one, so the only thing I could do was fight shit. So Yellow Benji from the Ghetto Brothers was there. Everybody was a 5% in.
And that was a big movement.
I mean, it wasn't no black gang. We was the black gang, and
what year
we were savage.
This 74?
71. And the Puerto Ricans really ran the jails.
This is why the 5% movement was intertwined with the rise of hip hop. We gotta go there. We go there in the movie. Telling y'all how important this film is. We're touching on some stuff that ain't never been touched on before. Do you think the corporate structure is going to tell you about how the 5% Nation was instrumental and early on in the creation of hip-hop? They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that Herc was being protected by the 5%ers.
As I got close, my friend Cappin, he was like, Herc just got stabbed. And I was like, what? So everything just went blank on me.
They're not going to tell you that the Zulu Nation was getting some of their doctrine and some of their teachings from the 5%ers. A lot of these stories have been left out. It's a hell of a story, man. And we've been sitting up here hearing goddamn lies for the last 40 years about some mythological Puerto Ricans. And
we've seen all kinds of people cruise along the drive. politicians to those who have no lives, from garbage in the ghettos to the doorman in the heights, from super cool hustlers to the death streams in the night.
Brother saved me. 'Cause I was the only spade in there. You know.
And where? Where was you at?
Rikers Island. 8 block. And I was the only one, so the only thing I could do was fight and shit. So Yellow Benji from the Ghetto Brothers was there. And the Puerto Ricans really ran the jails. And the Puerto Ricans really ran the jails. And the Puerto Ricans really ran the jails. I was the only gang. They had 5%ers. And they didn't like us. You know, they was from old Tremont and 178th Street and all that. Everybody was a 5%er.
Yeah, that was a big movement.
I mean, it wasn't no black gangs. We was the black gang, and
what year
we was
is
savages.
74?
71.
71.
Yeah, 71.
No, we need soul power. We got to hand it soul power. You got to get down, 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 down.
71. So
y'all was savages.
They didn't.
Yeah. Let me ask you. Okay, you said that before. Y'all was savages. What about for those that would say black man is not a savage?
Well, we wanted to be savage.
Y'all wanted to be as
We
teenagers.
get down and dirty.
We got to keep all this in context. Y'all was teenagers.
Down and dirty.
Okay.
We started wearing gang boots.
Gang boots.
We had our chains on them, and we had our dog collars. We had our patches all over. I had my big fur collar. And
where y'all get that idea to be a savage from? Where y'all get that from?
From the savage new man. Yeah.
Savage Skulls or no man? Or
The
both?
Skulls, they was the dirtiest.
It's the emblem of our club. Savage skull, that's what it's supposed to be. A skull with a war helmet. Star helmet, war helmet. You know. So that's gonna let's click lightning bolts. You know?
We survived. We're here. We got this, which I think is out of sight. Show me another club. We got a whole building to itself.
Was it a lot of Spanish kids in this part?
Of course.
It was?
But we got along with them.
You know, I'm gonna tell you, the Nomads and the Skulls are the best clubs and the strongest clubs out. I'm gonna tell you, cause I knew the Black Spades. I knew people that was in the Black Spades. I knew people that was in the Black Pearls. I knew the Saigons. As a matter of fact, my family by themselves, my brothers and sisters, we fought the whole Saigon gang, the whole gang.
Our conquered enemies. Those are our conquered enemies right there. Let's explain which ones they are, what the names are. Who are they? Sure. Right. I'm just explaining to them about our enemies. Cool. Past tense enemies. What happened from the past? Backlips and counters, bro, and chances, bro. It's roll javelins and that music.
Boys that, get hurt, whatever, we pick them up and we keep going, that's it. When we get home, man, whatever colors we got or whatever, we just take them, we throw them up on the pole. And see which one of their members is bad enough to climb up there to try to get them.
We went to jail for nothing. We didn't do nothing to the dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. We got 5 of my brothers innocently got arrested for something they did not know. They did not do. What was it? This dude, he comes in, we let him hang out, we treat him nice, we let him screw his old lady in TV. Excuse me, let him screw his old lady upstairs, in a room, He had a TV up there too. Yeah. Motherfucker bust out his old lady, right? And then he gonna turn around and steal a motorcycle. He gonna steal a bike from us, man. And then when we go down there to straighten out the shit, what will happen? Dude gonna turn around and say we robbed him of a T-shirt and wallet. 5 of my brothers went to jail for bullshit, man. We shouldn't have even been there. The cop said, yeah, we're gonna hear your side of the story too. They heard his side of the story. The dude said we beat the hell out of him with chains, pipes, and all this shit. And then the dude went to the hospital, didn't even have a scratch on him, man. That's what gets me mad. Went to jail for nothing. Then we went to court, we had a hearing, man. The judge says, well, all your bruises and scars and all this, where's the bruises on your body? Dude couldn't say nothing, he's tongue-tied. Then he said, case dismissed. 3 of my brothers went out, fighting the case. This is whack-a-dack, man. I hope they pray to Holly Heaven they keep this case. This is whack. The dude that stole from us should have been in the, he was the one that should have got arrested, not us. Right, man. That's right. What? What? Unnecessary changes. We didn't do nothing. You see them cops, they brought a whole regiment of them into the park, man. Coming out, seeing trying to make up their mind what you just draw the gun or not. And we just sat cool, calm, collected, sat down on benches, They rolled up on us with our handcuffs, took us to the train station, busted. They were cool about it, They let us eat French fries, drink soda. But that was bullshit, man. We got arrested for nothing, man. The guy stole from us, and we will go give him 3rd degree. He's gonna say we're gonna try to rob him of a wallet and a T-shirt. What the fuck I'm gonna do with a wallet and a T-shirt? I got 2 wallets, got all the shirts in my house. I don't need no damn T-shirt. Serious, no money, but I got something.
You carry that loose change around, brother? I need that, my brother gotta get bailed out.
This man came, lied. He lied. We didn't do nothing to him, man. He said we hit him, kicked his ass, And the guy goes around, instead of running away from us, he goes gets a whole army of cops, man. It made him look bad, because he used to hang out with us. He was dirty, no good rat, bro. I'd say it on TV, too. Say it in his face. You a rat, brother. You ratted on us.
I'm telling y'all how important this film is. We're touching on some stuff that ain't never been touched on before. Do you think the corporate structure is going to tell you about how the 5% Nation was instrumental and early on in the creation of hip hop? They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that Herc was being protected by the 5%ers. They're not going to tell you that the Zulu Nation was getting some of their doctrine and some of their teachings from the 5%ers. A lot of these stories have been left out. It's a hell of a story, man. And we've been sitting up here hearing goddamn lies for the last 40 years about some mythological Puerto Ricans and
Now, my understanding, Brother Tiny, correct me if I'm wrong, rescue me, brother, if I'm wrong, is that there were 100 or more gangs in the South Bronx alone. And so now I'm wondering, from everything I've read, it seems like the Black Spades were indisputably the largest, most powerful of all the gangs. How do you think it is that the Black Spades became the largest gang out of all these gangs in the Bronx?
You know, back then, a lot of blacks was attracted to the name Black Spades. It was something that we could identify with. But I want people out there to listen to this. Black Spades were not only blacks, we had Spanish and we had whites. Black Spades were not only blacks, we had Spanish and we had whites. Black Spades were not only blacks, we had Spanish and we had whites. Black Spades were not only blacks, we had Spanish and we had whites. Black Spades were not only blacks, we had Spanish and we had whites. But the Spades came into existence up in the Soundview area of the Bronx because back in the 70s there was a lot of drugs and there was a lot of white gangs up there. You go into Truman, go into Roosevelt, you understand? Bronx High School of Science. You wouldn't believe that a lot of blacks, the problems we had. You understand? Arthur Avenue. These schools were at that time were just tearing blacks and Puerto Ricans up. So we would go up there and help our brothers and sisters from our neighborhoods. Black Spades were not only blacks, we had Spanish and we had whites. If out of the Mount Haven section where I live, we had the people that lived in Mount Haven were white, black, Spanish. We even had Chinese Spades down there. If out of the Mount Haven section where I live, we had the people that lived in Mount Haven were white, black, Spanish. We even had Chinese Spades down there. You understand? But the word Black Spade attracted the blackness of the black people, and it was something that people was just fascinated by Black Spades.
Yeah. Was it a lot of Spanish kids in this park?
Of course. But we got along with them.
So you saying you was one that was cool with a lot of different gangs?
I was in jail with them. See, I'm the one that was going to jail. That's how I knew them, like Black Ben, Yellow Benji, Ghetto Brothers, and all that. The Ghetto Brothers saved me because I was the only Spade in there. You know.
And where? Where was you at?
Rikers Island, 8 block. And I was the only one, so the only thing I could do was fight and shit. So Yellow Benji from the Ghetto Brothers was there, and the Puerto Ricans really ran the jails. 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 And I was, I knew them. Even though I knew them from outside, and Bam was the one that showed me who they was.
So what do you mean? What do you mean? The Ghetto Brothers saved you in Rikers Island. What do you mean? So what do you mean? What do you mean? The Ghetto Brothers saved you in Rikers Island. What do you mean? So what do you mean? What do you mean? The Ghetto Brothers saved you in Rikers Island. What do you mean?
I was the only gang. They had 5%ers, and they didn't like us. You know, they was from old Tremont and 178th Street and all that. Everybody was a 5%er.
Yeah, that was a big movement.
I mean,
at that time.
it wasn't that. It wasn't no black gang. We was the black gang, and
what year
we were savage.
This 74?
71.
71.
Yeah, 71.
No, we needed soul power. We got and it's soul power.
71. So
y'all was savages.
They didn't. Yeah.
Let me ask you. Okay, you said that before. Y'all was savages. What about for those that would say black man is not a savage?
But we wanted to be savage.
Y'all wanted to be as teenagers.
We get down and dirty.
We got to keep all this in context. Y'all was teenagers.
Down and dirty.
Okay.
We started wearing gang boots.
Gang boots.
We had our chains on them, and we had our dog collars. We had our patches all over. I had my big fur collar, and
where y'all get that idea to be a savage from? Where y'all get that from?
From the savage man.
Savage Skulls or Nomad or
The
both?
Skulls, they was the dirtiest. You know, the image came from my idea. That's what I wanted. I even put Conan on my chest and shit like that. So
you saying you started the colors?
Yeah.
And you got the idea from where?
The first one.
You made up the idea from the Savage Skulls.
And since we was Black Spades, we couldn't wear no other colors, so we had to wear black and white. So we got permission from them because they wear black and white. And
Monk, you too humble, man. You too humble.
When we yeah, it's the truth.
You got permission.
I mean, it's
y'all
not,
was badasses. How you gonna get permission from somebody?
Because we was friends.
You was friends.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we was all together.
You being too humble, Monk. You being too humble. You being too humble.
It's not that.
Tell me about the buses. Tell me about the buses, Monk.
We got tight with the Nomads, and that was the best move I think we ever made because they taught, you know, they were teaching us a lot and shit. That's how we got so damn big, you know, because we knew how to rumble now. You know, we knew how to get this shit together. We knew how to stick together. We knew how to have our colors made. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't have no image. You know, because the image that we had, it was like, I mean, how you gonna run with somebody and they looking like this here and you looking like, damn, am I gonna get dirty?
So you said
them dudes, they don't give a fuck because they're already dirty. Yeah. And because we already, you know, we all knew how to fight. You know, like I said, we all was raised together. We just left it in their hands and shit. You know, we're here, man.
Left it in whose hands?
I gave it to Eddie. Mike didn't like that shit. Nobody else liked it either. They said nobody else liked it either. They said, how did we Black Spades, you give it to a Puerto Rican? How did we Black Spades, you give it to a Puerto Rican? How did we Black Spades, you give it to a Puerto Rican? How did we Black Spades, you give it to a Puerto Rican?
Yeah, Eddie was
my right hand man. Eddie ran with me. Eddie ran with me.
That's it, yeah?
I gave it to Ed. I said, yo, Ed, you got it. And then
what year was that? You remember?
I guess 73.
That early?
Yeah.
That's early.
74, I went to jail.
You gave it to him before you went to jail?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, we left about 73 though. We left about 70. Even though we were still, you know, like I said, people were still hanging on and shit, you know, and shit like that. Because even like Crazy Mike, he'll tell you that they didn't give a fuck. You know, it's just that we left. The Spades was still going on.
Spades was still going on. First division fell off. So when you got out, everything was Zulu. 78.
Yeah, when I got out of jail, yeah.
And just for the documentation, was while you was a Spade in 71, 72, you was a Supreme Commander. Was Bambaataa ever the Supreme Commander?
No.
Okay. Was he one of the founders of the Spades?
No.
Okay. No. But that was.
Yeah. You know, I put him underneath my wing to be, you know, my partner, but everybody else said no, so I got to go with the crew. You know, I got to go with the crew. No matter how much I love the man and whatever, you know, whatever. I got to go with the crew. You know, because there's things that I didn't know, but the things I'm finding out today, you know, but I can't change the past. You know, I can't change that. Right. Today, I can change today, though.
Right.
And that's what it's all about, because today, what we want to do today is get it together. You know, you may say this, and we might, you know, have a gripe and whatnot. No, it's my way. No, it's my way. No, let's start afresh and let's do this. Right. You know, let's do this and do it the right way this time. You know, even though, like you say, we was really undefeated. We just handed it off. You know, we just passed it on and shit, because it continued. And Bam asked me, could he start the Zulus? You know, and maybe that's just between him and I. You know, I don't know if he told him, you know, I'm gonna ask Monk if I can do that, but he did, and that's what came about with that.
Mm.
You know, so he took the rep from even like MC Mario and all that. The rep from the Spades made all of that.
Right.
It did, because they were Spades.
Right.
They were
Dudes he
Spades.
was vulnerable with Spades.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, you know, like the people he knew was Spades, you know, and then Ronksdale was still together, you know, so Mario just took all that, what he knew from the Spades, and put that into, you know, this is what we can do. And he put his name on it. You know, and Bambaataa did the same thing, put his name on it.
Yeah.
So, like you say, all that arises from that. So
Right.
that arises from spade power. Spade power. Power to the spades. Power to the spades. Spade power.
Introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Monk.
Hold on. Huh?
Yeah, I definitely know. What's up? My name is Monk.
Your name
Supreme
is Monk?
Commander, all black spades.
Okay.